Welcome everybody to a very special episode of the Her Empire Builder show today. We are over 300 episodes in, and as we have gotten to this stage, there is one special guest that I have never had on the podcast, and that is my husband, Matt. Welcome, Matt.
Hi.
So the reason I'm bringing Matt on is this episode will go live the day after our 20th wedding anniversary. And Matt has really, you have known me not being an entrepreneur. I was 18 when we met, started my first business at 20, but our whole life has kind of revolved around my business journey and everything that has brought. So I thought it would be an interesting one because women ask me a lot of questions all the time about how it works when we've had that little bit of an unconventional life. And so I wanted to do an Ask Me Anything episode. And we've got some really great questions that have come in. One that I am really happy we didn't get is a question I used to get a lot when I was traveling, which is, how do you do what you do and not feel guilty? Or how do you deal with the mother guilt? Nobody has asked that question. Yay, team. I love that.
I'm interested to hear the questions.
I know. All right, you ready?
Let's go.
Some of them I've asked people if they're questions for me, if they're questions for you, or if they're questions for both.
Okey-dokey.
So, and some of them are anonymous. So the good questions tend to be anonymous. There was some that I was like, yep, I see what, but they're good questions. So I'm glad people have asked them. Okay, so this is Jody has asked this for both of us. How do you juggle the parenting with the business? This is a long question. Backstory for Jody. I have ADHD and am autistic. I have 2 kids under 12, one autistic and one with type 1 diabetes. Their needs vary on any given day. I run a therapy practice with 1 employee and would like to expand, but also my kids are my biggest priority. My husband has his own business in a trade, which is doing well, but he's working 5 days a week. I don't know how to work effectively and efficiently during school hours or with kids home sick, around medical appointments. Do I get more help in the business? I'm still learning to manage cash flow. I have a lot of referrals and I could work full-time twice over if I had the capacity and the desire. What do I do?
How old are the kids again?
Kids are 2 kids under 12.
Deep.
Yeah, it's deep. Yeah.
Just wait it out.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, so young kids is a tricky juggle. I think for us now, life has gotten exponentially
it's heaps different.
Easier than when they were young. And Jody, because your kids have extra needs to what our kids had to, it's harder. It's just harder. Like one of the sayings I hate is every woman has the same 24 hours in a day. You have a lot less hours than I have. I just we'll start with saying that.
We almost can't even
You can't. It's a lot.
We're not the ones to ask for that one.
Yeah, because if your husband's working full time, you're working full time, you've got kids with extra needs as well. It's tough. So I know that is not helpful, but I want to give you that validation in there as well because you're doing it tougher than what a lot of people do. But what I would give you is, so the balance is, the one thing that I would say is seasons do change. So easier times are coming on the horizon. So you go with the current season that you're in now, how can you best utilize the time to actually enjoy it? And so there's not something, I know you've got all that ambition in you and your business is going so well, like you said, you could fill it twice over. I would look at hiring people if you can with your, because you've got a service-based business, therapy practice. Yeah, so if you can hire people to buy some of that time back and then you can ease more into it later. But I would just ebb and flow and know that this too shall pass with the seasons. I mean, we worked very differently when the kids were young to when they were like that middle age, and then now that they're teenagers, everything changes.
Yeah, it's just like it's almost for us, like I can't even remember, but sitting there after thinking about the question a bit now, I'm like, oh no, you are really deep then.
Yeah.
Like now, and it changes so quick.
So quick.
Yeah,
so quick.
Yeah, they're probably nearly at the end of the super.
Yeah, over once they get into high school, it gets way easier, and you'll get some of that time freed up. But I would look at leveraging your time as much as possible. Can you buy back some time, get those employees in so that you can be with the kids a little bit more while they need you so much, or get some help in the home as well. If you're at the practice, can you hire a cleaner? Can you get some food delivered? Like looking at things like that to leverage as much as possible. Yeah. Okay, our next question is anonymous for Matt. And this person has asked, how do you manage working and life together without driving each other crazy when you're in such close proximity every day?
I don't know. I guess you do. I don't know. No, I don't really. Do I drive you crazy?
No, sometimes.
Sometimes. There you go.
Rarely. I would think I would drive you crazy more than you drive me
No,
crazy.
you just are crazy.
Little bit.
I guess we've got the same goals, and I just try each day to do the right thing, really. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not a overly.
That is such an unhelpful answer.
Well, no, but because everyone's different. Like some people might be big characters and have all their needs, and that might drive people crazy. Where I guess for me, I'm not so much of a. I'm more laid back and don't really have that.
You are the most
out
contented, easygoing guy I've ever met. Yeah.
Out there personality that could do that. So I don't really. Yeah. And I think, well, like even like say when we do have issues with the business, you just try to work through them and understand that you're just doing your best to figure it out.
I mean, there's different things that I think we've put in place so that we don't drive each other crazy. Like we know. So I do think we spend a whole lot more time together than the average
this is very true.
married couple. We have breakfast together every morning and our tea or our coffee in the morning, and then we have lunch together and we have dinner together and we chat
Not always
together
dinner.
all day.
Seldom dinner.
Not always dinner,
Dinner
because
on the
I
weekends.
eat dinner at different times to the rest of the family now. But yeah, we do spend a lot of time together. But I know we could never have an office in the same space.
No, you got to be different offices.
Yeah. So I think over time we've probably put things in place, like either consciously or unconsciously, to make sure.
That's a big one, actually. You can't be in the same office space.
Yeah. Well, I know some people do. There's some people that work together all the time, but that would, if I heard you on Zoom calls,
you can't do
or
that.
you heard me on Zoom, like you'd go nuts.
You can't.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do it, and then you're in and out. Like I don't sit down for as long. I got to get up and move around. And
you're always moving around and doing that. Whereas I can like get stuck in the work and I resent having to go to the bathroom. I'm like, I'm in the zone, I am there. So I think that how we don't drive each other crazy is we've worked out what we both need to be happy, and we kind of
just let the other one do it.
That. Yeah.
Just trust the other one's doing the right thing and then just leave it.
Yeah, I would say that. Okay, so this is Catherine Main for Matt. Catherine's put her name on there. Hi, Catherine.
Hi, Catherine.
What did you need from Tina, if anything, during the times at the beginning? Well, this is a good question. When you might not have fully understood the demands or the energy requirements that it took to start the business in the first place when it wasn't fully paying you. For example, did you appreciate Tina explaining certain processes in great detail so you could understand why it was required or necessary, or was it simply enough for you to know it was part of the bigger picture? So what I am reading here is Catherine's probably at the beginning of the business journey, which is hard, and trying to figure out how much she needs to explain to her partner or how much to keep to herself and how much to go through it. But I think that is a great question in terms of, because I think it's good for everyone to know.
It is hard. Like that was...
The beginning is tough.
It is really hard at the start, and especially like, I mean, you bring it up in a few of the podcasts, and it seems an eternity ago now.
20 years.
Yeah, but at the start, and we were funneling, like I couldn't work anymore, and we had the young kids, and I didn't have any money because all of the money was gone. And it's like, so it's a big shift from like going from when we had all the money in the world because you were just working, you're keeping it for yourself, you go and surf and you live in the, and then all of a sudden...
This was Matt before he met me.
And then you're pumping all of the money and all the time and effort.
Into your wife's business.
So the thing is, that is really hard, and the only way, there is no like right answer, but it's like communicate. It's like you've just got to, a bit of it's blind faith, but you've got to have communication and talk to each other, and you've got to come to that decision together to go, look, this is the end goal, and you just have to, you essentially just have to give into it and go, yep. It is hard, I agree.
How did you deal with, because I'll take you back because I remember it vividly, as we do.
Have you morphed the memory though?
Having morphed the memory in my mind. But when we were at that beginning stage, and it was really difficult in terms of, I wasn't making enough money, so I pumped all the money back in. I didn't pay myself anything for the first couple of years really, and then would get yours to like shortfall that. And I say yours and mine and that sort of thing, which I know some people will be like, what? It's all
Yeah,
our
but it feels
money.
like that at the start, yours and mine. But as time goes on, it's just like, you just got to go in it together.
Yeah.
And if you just go in it, actually that was one of the biggest shifts we made, I reckon. Like even remember you used to, I've had a bad day, he's going to leave me now, and you'd have all those dramatic things.
For
I'm
about
like,
10 years, yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, settle down. And I was like, once you make that connection to go, hang on, we're both in all things, then it's all right.
Backstory. So
everyone knows the backstory by now.
Well, maybe not.
He's just tuning in at 300.
Maybe. They could be your fans. This is the first
there
time
is
you've
no
come
Matt
on.
fans.
There
Let's
could
just
be like,
let's
oh
just
my
be
God,
clear
it's
and
Matt
say
Tower, guys. Let's go.
There is.
But for the little bit of the backstory there, so my childhood was like, without getting too into it, was filled with abandonment, and so I did truly believe when we got married, it was only a matter of time before he would get enough of me and leave me. And so we did spend the first 10 years of our relationship, really anything that Matt would say to me that wasn't pure adoration, I would go, all right, this is it. Well, I knew the time would come. You don't love me anymore. Like, this is like, what a nightmare to deal with. I mean, really, I can't believe you didn't leave me at that stage.
My
like,
God.
what a nightmare. But he would have to assure me all the time that he was going to, and it took me about 10 years to actually believe you that you were staying. And now I'm like, I'm a peach, I'm a catch. Like, why would you go anywhere else? But so I think that's a little bit of the backstory with that.
So you had to sell yourself to yourself, not to me.
I did. I very much did. Yes, very much.
Right, sorry, sold.
But so the memory that I said that I want to take you back that I think could be helpful for Catherine is there was a stage, I can't remember actually how far we were through it. I don't know whether it was reach days or whether it was begin bright days. Maybe it was with licensing. I can't remember at what stage it was, but it was like in that first
was in that was the tougher area
where there was like money in, money out, but it was just flowing in and out, and we didn't get to like catch any of it. And I do remember at one point you saying there has to be an end point.
There does, yes.
Like you can't keep going on like this.
Yes.
You've got to make it work, or you've got to call it quits.
Well, it's funny, like the podcast that we just edited.
Yeah.
Well, last night was the one about that point of the green flags, red flags, and that sort of thing. So I guess for who was it? Again?
Catherine.
For Catherine as well. Like they're probably in that thing. You've got to decide, is it worth it? So I guess for them and for us, we had to go, is it worth it? What's the long-term goal? How much longer can we sustain this? And we did. We had that thing going, how much longer we sustain? Like, I couldn't sustain it much. I'm like,
but
there's not
what
much
did
more.
you need from me in order, because I remember constantly going like, trust me, it's all going to work out. It's all going to be there, because I had such a vision in my mind. But at the same time, I would going, I hope it does. Like, let's
even not that long ago, I still had that same thing.
But I wanted it so badly.
Yeah, you wanted it so badly.
How did you, because I think this would really be helpful to not only Catherine, but a lot of women that are at the beginning stages when there's no guarantees.
There's no guarantees in life at all.
Whether you're going to make it or whether you're not going to make it. But how did you get on board with my vision when there was no clue of whether or not it was going to work?
For me, it was like you wouldn't have been happy any other way.
Yeah.
So going for knowing that your happiness, like even now, like if you were to go earn this money working for someone, the thought of that for you, it's not an option.
It's not an option.
So if for that, like coming to that point and that realization where there is no other, your happiness is tied to this.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, it's going to make you happy whether we fall or fail or succeed. Your happiness will only come through that process. So it's like, I just go with it. And it's no point.
What about your happiness at that stage?
I don't even know. I can't even remember. Who knows?
You were hanging on for dear life.
The thing is, life is stages like that. Like you just have to at some point, like they're probably in that knuckle down stage,
now, Yeah, obviously.
And so you look at it down the line and you can read every self-help book and all the other stuff and it's like, gritty now and it'll pay off later and no one knows, everything's a gamble. But would you rather gamble on the one that you see now of, well, yes, we're going to do this and we're going to just mosey along and do the same thing, or take the gamble and take the risk and go with it, and for that brighter future.
Where at least if you fail, you fail while daring greatly.
There you go. Like at least you've tried for it, and at the end you can go, well, we tried,
Yeah.
And you'll go back to your thing. You won't be in that drudgery in that job just going.
I would always rather try.
Yeah. Would you be there going, it's always out there like this? I think that's a miserable existence. Going, I wish I had tried.
Yeah, totally.
Whereas if you're looking at going, we tried, at least we gave it a shot, stuff it.
And there's plenty of things we did try that did not work out.
Yeah.
And then plenty of things that did.
So you're better to give it a go, really.
Yeah.
And then if your happiness is tied to giving it a go, is better than your happiness is tied to the result, you know?
Yeah. And Catherine, I will say, like, what information was required? You've asked that. I have always over-communicated. I probably still do now, in that I, not only with Matt, but our kids as well, in that I will always tell them what's going on in the business, because I think that it makes it more part of a team rather than mum is away doing something separate to the family. It's like we do this together, like we're all that team unit. So I think that's helpful too. So Anonymous, this is asking for me. Do you recommend getting someone to manage income and expenses if that's not my area of strength? Very simple answer for that one. Yes, 100%. Okay, Anonymous for Matt. Tina is obviously super ambitious. Has she always been that way? And have you, this is why this question is anonymous. It's inverted commas. Tina is obviously super ambitious. Has she always been that way? And have you ever wished she would morph into a normal wife?
No. No, I don't. No. It's exciting. I like the fact that you're ambitious. I never know what's going to happen. And that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you always been ambitious? Yes. And that relates back to ages ago, that your happiness would definitely be tied in the pursuit. So I think it's still the pursuit and the excitement and the new is still always going to be the way, and I think that's good. Yeah, I don't wish you were anyone else. No, I don't wish you were normal at all.
I mean, what is normal?
There's enough normal right here. Take the non-normal over there.
I do think that your life would be so boring without
It'd be very simple.
Okay. Oh, this is a good question. Anonymous for both of us. You seem really happy. Are you really? And if you are, what do you think has made that work?
So we seem really happy. Are we really happy? Yes, we are. Have we always been really happy? I think. And how do we make it work? So I think how we make it work is just it's that little things, trying to do something for each other each day that puts a smile on their face. Each day I'd at least try to do one thing that makes you smile. And I'd never try to do anything that annoys you. Which is a list. But
like what?
I'm not even going there. Even bringing up the list is probably on the list.
Hey, I'm lovely.
You are lovely. But
I do have very short tolerance and patience. And so you know what? I do think that you would actually have a list.
Only mental. I don't have like a notes file or an Excel spreadsheet or anything. It's taken 20 years to learn it.
There would be things on there. I know, and I apologise for that, but also I am intolerant of some things, Yeah,
but at the same time, there's lots of things that you find super enjoyable, so it is really easy to make you happy because there's lots of things that make you really happy. Have we always been happy? No, every marriage goes through ups and downs. Everyone would experience that. But we're in a great spot at the moment. The kids are older. We can see the light.
Last 10 years have definitely been
the freedom.
The easiest.
Yeah. I think even for the kids, once they hit 7 and they knew not to cross the road, and for me that was you knew they weren't going to. You didn't have to watch them every second to injure themselves. Like that was a massive shift. And then coming out of we've always. If it hasn't felt right, we've never been shy to just go, this isn't right, let's move or let's change it or whatever, you know?
I do think that's a big
thing. So we don't just stick in the drudgery just because we're afraid to change. Right,
because I reckon, so we've been married 20 years now, and I think there's probably been like three times that we've had like a month or two where we've been very misaligned and out of sync and had to work that out. And I think what we've done really well is not stay in that, but being really, we talk well to each other in terms of, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm feeling, what are you thinking and feeling, and then working out what do we need to change, and we will change. We will change radically anything. Like that's how we moved interstate. That's why we went on our round the world trip. That's why we finished our round the world trip earlier. And I mean, that's a good example. Like one of those funky spots was when we came back from our round the world trip because we were supposed to be gone for 2 years and you were like, we're cutting it short. I can't keep doing this. And I was like, but this is my once in a lifetime. I'm never going to end. Don't make it end. And you made it end. And it was that decision of like one of us has to win and one of us has to lose in those decisions. And so sometimes that's you and sometimes that's me. But I think we're pretty good with the compromise and going, okay, once that decision has been made, how do we then recalibrate, make our new normal, and then go on to the next chapter?
And I do rarely put
your foot down,
but I'm like that one. I still stand by that. That had to happen.
Yeah, I would have kept going, but it is like you are very easygoing with the day to day. But I mean, so many people would look at our relationship and think I just make all the decisions, but a lot of the big decisions we either make together or they're made by you because you're very easygoing with everything. But when you are a yes or a no, there's no changing your mind.
Yeah, that's just true.
Yeah. You're like, I'm not available for that.
But you're not available for things too, like if it's not there.
Yeah. But I think when that happens, we bounce well.
We bounce well. We're very, in that sense, we can adapt anywhere and just deal with it and move on. Yeah, I think we are happy. No, we are. I think it probably...
Well, I like you very much.
I like you too.
Yeah. And I do think that the happiness is also, down to letting the person be who they want to be. Like, you saying that I always had to be a business owner and do that. And so that's something I had to do. I know our marriage has probably got a lot happier since I got a lot more personally content as well.
Yeah, that's been a big change.
The last few years especially, where I'm feeling really healthy. We've had more money than we've ever had before. And I know that that's not, but because that's given me that personal satisfaction, it then has allowed me to kind of take that overflow of the bucket into our family as well. Whereas I think you've always been so contented with such a baseline that it's been
harder for you to find your contentedness.
It's been harder for me to find my contentedness. Yeah. I had a lot higher expectations of life.
Yes.
Of the kind of bigness of life that I wanted to leave, where I think like you would be happy if we were in like a simple apartment somewhere, or maybe just the first home that we ever bought, if we just stayed there forever and you just surfed every day and just like lived a happy simple life, and like you would still be happy.
Everyone should find their contentedness, find their happy spot. And that's going to be different for everyone.
But ladies, if it takes you more to be contented, that's also okay.
That's fine. Whatever it takes for you to be content, but go for it, really.
All right, this is a random question from Trisha for both of us.
Hi, Trisha.
What is the weirdest thing you've eaten? Where and why?
Oh, okay.
I know my answer, but I'll get yours first.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everyone's done the snails and all that sort of stuff. There's lots of weird things I've seen eaten. China, for sure.
And what have you eaten?
What have I eaten? Probably that camel pasta was up there.
That was the one that I was going to choose.
Camel.
So I'll paint this story, right?
Camel pasta has to be.
I'll paint the story. So we were in Mongolia. We were on our round the world trip. And we had been driving through the Gobi Desert for 4 days to that point. So I had hired us like a driver in the Gobi Desert to go around Mongolia and give us like the real authentic
but even in that hut thing, so I remember the camel thing, but in that night that we spent in that butcher's yurt,
I've got to get the story out.
But in that thing, we ate some weird stuff that night with that family. What was that one?
I don't even know.
I drank too much vodka to know by that time. It's the only way to get stuff down.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we were driving around. What we didn't know was that our guide didn't speak any English. And so by day 2, luckily, I had trail mix in my bag, like a 1.5 kilo of trail mix, which is something you should all carry if you're ever going to travel around the world to third world countries. And so that's what we were living off. And we were like gesturing with our hands as like food, water, like when are we stopping? And there was nowhere. It was the desert. We had crackers and trail mix until day 4, we pull up to these huts in the middle of nowhere. And there's the Mongolians all out the front, super excited. They hadn't seen many white people before. So we came in and they ushered us into this hut. Everyone's super, super excited. And they've opened the door to this hut, and hanging up is the camel or a sheep. It's a camel.
No, you're thinking 2 different nights though too. The camel pasta was the night after
the lady that I gave my hat.
Yeah.
So we walk into this tent, and there is an animal upside down with blood all dripping out of it that they had been bleeding to cook for us. And so they walk in all excited. I walk outside throw up everywhere. The kids start crying. We're like, what do we do? They're looking at us going, what do they do? Matt's like, we're being so offensive culturally. So then they start offering these silver bowls filled with vodka. Trisha was not expecting this answer. Silver bowls filled with vodka to drink, straight vodka. And so I'm like, just thrown up. I don't know what to do. I'm so tired. I'm so worried for the kids. I don't know what's going on. Matt just starts drinking the vodka with these big Mongolian guys.
They're nice guys.
They were lovely. No one spoke any English, but it was fun. And on that table
what was on that table? Like curd goat's milk. There was heaps of that stuff.
It was like it was stuff. It was stuff that I can't quite
stuff.
name.
Eyeballs,
the texture,
and they had everything on there.
Whatever it was. And then when we ate some sort of like gristly. There was dirt in the.
That was the following night or the night after, where
Oh.
Cohen made friends with the goat.
Yes.
So, because that night, I can't remember, we ate lots of weird stuff, but I'd had so much vodka I didn't know. But then the next...
And then we had to sleep in the same tent.
As the butcher's tent. But then the next night, the driver couldn't drive because he was too drunk.
Yes.
So I had to drive that thing, and then I drove it all day to that joint where we ate we got there, and we were eating the pus, we didn't know what it was. And I was like, what is it? And she pointed to the camel, and we've gone,
oh.
yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
There were some interesting times. But then in China we ate heaps of weird stuff too, but it didn't feel as bad.
It was not as bad, yeah. It was not as bad.
They ate heaps of weird stuff.
There was a lot of weird stuff, yeah. Well, a lot of stuff that we're not accustomed to eating, let's say it that way.
The frogs.
Okay. That's enough on that question. All right, CJ has asked this for Matt. I understand. Oh, okay. We always love a question that starts with.
We're going long on time. It's 45 already.
That's okay. We can go long on this episode.
Okay.
Everyone's all right. So this question starts with, I hope this is not rude or insensitive. Okay, CJ for Matt. I understand you work in the business, so I hope this is not rude or insensitive. You work for Tina. What are the best and worst parts of working for your spouse? I ask because I hope one day my partner will work in the business with me, and I want to know what we need to be aware of that may be problems, but also what we look forward to sharing when I am his boss.
Yeah, so I guess that'll be a real personality trait for both of them. Like, I don't know them personally. So it can be, and I think the matriarch thing has to be dying out, and it's nowhere near as bad as it was. So there's a lot of people that would be, would feel that they were emasculated from working for their wives or whatever, or with their wives. But, you know, if he's confident, or if you're confident in yourself...
I mean, when you first stopped working, you actually had, I won't name who it was, but a very close family member said to you, how are you going to still feel like a man?
Yeah.
So it's real.
It is. It's very real. And also I've had guys say to me, when they've asked what I'm doing, they've gone, thank God one of us blokes is winning. So it all comes down to, I think that's perception of self. And if you'll have for them, for him, your husband, or whoever, a lot of perception from people around, and so if you don't take that to heart, then that's okay. So there's all that dynamic that you've got to contend with, or not contend with, and who gives a stuff if you're winning anyway. And then so that's fine. If you can overcome all of those things, that's probably the biggest hurdle to start with. And then secondly,
like making sure you're sure in yourself.
Yeah, sure in yourself, and you're happy, and you understand the goal of it.
Yeah. And
then it's going to be especially easier for him to work with you if he doesn't like and hates what he's doing now. So if he's, I don't know what he does, whatever, let's say he's a mechanic and he's scraping blood off his knuckles, the skin off his knuckles every day, or he's a labourer, or whatever. He could be a freaking banker, you know, and just hates what he does, but he's looking forward to that change of pace. Then as long as you're open and communicating, you're not like, if you're talking down to him going, you know, like if you're talking down in that sort of attitude, that's never going to work. But at the same time, that wouldn't work if I was your boss or if you were anybody's boss.
Yeah.
So, like if you're openly communicating evenly, and I reckon if you're managing anyone or talking to anybody, you should always be equally talking and just matter of fact, this is what we have to do.
Yeah.
So that would work if you were bar manager at a job, or if you were the CEO of whatever. Like, as long as you're talking to someone respectfully, then it shouldn't matter who your boss is, really.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I agree, and think like there's no getting around I am the boss
Yeah,
of the business.
absolutely.
But I also think that we're a good team in that it works for a lot of couples that I know that work well together and ones that don't work well. What the commonality seems to be is different, like opposite complementary skills. Like we are very different people in terms of what I'm good at, you're not good at.
Yeah.
And what you're good at, I am so not good
you're
at.
pretty good at it.
No. And so there's very clear divided lines in going, the parts you do, I'm like, oh God, don't give me that life. And the parts I do, like you would hate to have all of the responsibility that I have, but also the constantness, like the sameness of your day to day would make me want to stick forks in my eyeballs, but you love it and I love the unpredictability. And so I think you've got to play to your strengths. And so like you said, as long as you're happy in your roles, I think that's going to be really,
happy, respectful, and just communicate and talk about it. Say that didn't work, that did work. What do you reckon?
Be much harder if you're like, you're both great at sales and marketing. Like, I think
then no one wants to do the other bit. That'd be hard.
Like I think if you've got opposite skills, win a chicken dinner. Okay, so Karen has a question for Matt. What's something you've observed about Tina's drive or resilience that most people wouldn't know?
It's bigger than they think. You've got
my
more.
Drive or my resilience?
Both.
Oh.
Yeah, your drive. What drives you has probably changed and evolved over the years. That's definitely something people wouldn't know. And as for your resilience...
What's it changed to and from? I'm like, I want to know the answer to this.
what is your drive change? So what you used to drive for has changed to what you're driving to now. Like you used to drive... your drive used to be a lot more external validation.
Yeah.
Whereas your drive now is a much more internal... like validation of like what you feel and what you want instead of what you think you should go for other people's approval. Whereas now it's a lot more intrinsic, I guess is the word. Would you feel the same?
Yeah.
And then resilience wise, the resilience is so much more. So even like let's look at the last conference, where there's so many things that we know every time going into these, there's so many things that you just can't control and that are going to show up on the day, and you have to put on the face and smile and carry on without going, which I can tell. And you're up on stage, everything looks fine, but inside I can still see and know that you're just at things completely out of our control. And so
what
that's
happened
your
at the
resilience.
last conference for people was on day one, we had rooms including breakfast, and a whole lot of our members had gone to get breakfast and they were told their breakfast wasn't included. So they were all like turned away from the breakfast hall.
That venue.
And then garbage. They would, obviously people were mad at me and different things with that. I was blowing up at the hotel. They then were like, we'll tell everyone now they can come and get breakfast. The conference had already started. So things like that are little things, but happen all the time.
And it's that resilience that has been going on for so long that people just think it all looks perfect and would think that if something was happening, because your emotions generally show in your face so much, that inside you're just burning up. Like that's a good example of resilience that people don't see, is that, and would think that
they can just get on with it.
You can just get on with it. You see, get on with it, despite so many factors that aren't going your way, that you want to control so much, but your resilience still just push. So it's like, I guess that's probably the most relevant recent example.
I
don't know if that helps, Karen.
Okay, Karen has asked a question for both of us as well. You've both challenged stereotypes in your roles. How has this shaped the way that Kai and Cohen see relationships, careers and success?
Well, they told me they were going to listen to this one, so depending on my answer, I'll edit it out or not.
Hi, boys. We love you.
How has it shaped them? Well, you never know. No one knows with any of their kids how it's going to shape.
When I was going over this last night, I actually asked Kai
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Yeah. So, well, I want to hear your answer first.
Oh, okay. How has it shaped them? Well, I mean, you never know because you don't know how they would have shaped out otherwise. And that's the same for all of us raising kids, all of us that have obviously been raised. We don't know what it would have been otherwise. You just dealt the hand and that's how you go. But that being said, they both are open. They're very open and they see, I guess that could have been because we've both spoken about so many things and everyone tries their best to raise their kids as best they can. But they're very open to seeing, like taking that step back and observing roles and people and families and everything for what they are and going, they're coming from their spot and I'm coming from mine and just accepting things for that sort of thing, you know, and not worrying about, I don't think they worry too much about the stereotype that much.
No, and I think kids in general these days...
They're way smarter than we will ever be.
They're so much more worldly than what we were, and more individual. But what I think is for our kids, I mean, they may go traditional roles, like, I don't know, but I know that what they know to be true is it doesn't matter whether you're male, whether you're female, whether you're non-binary, like what you are, it doesn't matter. Everyone should just do what they're good at and what they're going to enjoy. And I think both of them feel confident in chasing that.
I reckon it's this generation. I see a bright future for the generation in that generation coming up of not giving a stuff who anybody is. Like, there's
not like men's roles, women's roles.
Like it gives a stuff. And I even reckon there's a lot more even in, like, I think it's a very fair bit of an older school, that generation of, you know, male. I reckon there's a lot of people coming up going, oh, you know, blokes going, I would love to not be the one, you know. And women going, I would love to be the one. And I reckon if, for the questions even further along, like further back, like if you're just doing what's right for you, just don't worry about anyone else, you know. And I think our boys are thinking a bit more like that too, you know, just do what's right for you and don't worry about it.
I agree. Okay, Betsy has asked us a question. Betsy Block. Hello, Betsy.
Hi, Betsy.
You've moved 11 times, which Matt is so happy about.
I'm so tired.
What's your signature moving day skill? This actually, the answer to this actually explains our roles in life so incredibly well.
Signature moving day skill? Okay, I'm interested to hear this from you. Tell me.
So, I hate packing up houses. Hate it. I love unpacking houses. I love setting up somewhere new and exciting and doing the whole unpacking. I wouldn't say you...
I hate both of those.
You hate both of them, but you can do the pack up and then you kind of abandon ship once all the boxes get into the new place. And also, so I would say I have a Monday board. I have Monday boards for everything in my life. And I have a really good spreadsheet with moving day, like everything that needs to be done, change of addresses, like all of the different admin that has to happen. And I really quite enjoy I enjoy like the project of it and
the project of it. Oh my God.
I know. I'm
and sorry. You do love setting up a new space though.
I'd love it. But I'm not moving now. So one of the things, we moved into our new home last November, and Matt and the kids both said to me, for the love of God, woman.
For the love of God.
Can we stay put for somewhere for a while? And yes, I'm going to get all of my excitement from travel.
You heard it first, Beth.
You heard it first. Yeah, all of my excitement from travel. I will not move our house unless, like, one day our boys live overseas. Kai's going to college in America. If Cohen somehow happens to... if Cohen, Matt's face right now, happens to be overseas, then why would we stay where we live? You know, like we'll readjust the situation when our kids have kids and are settled. But until that point, we will stay put.
Next question.
What's your signature moving day skill that makes it easy?
It doesn't. Nothing makes it easy. Nothing. There is.
I would say like getting food delivered on the day.
Food delivered. Get a removalist. Don't do it yourself.
We did it ourselves so many times.
Don't do it yourself.
Even painting. Like the last 2 houses have been the only ones that
when you're young, paint away when you're young.
But how hard was that? Painting's hard.
And if you get a good painter, they actually do a better job quicker.
Of course they do.
So you just pay a painter.
Yeah.
Yeah, pay a painter.
Easy to say when you've got dollars in the bank. When we had no dollars in the bank, there was
paint it
no
yourself.
option. Yeah.
Give yourself, so don't, try not, what we did last time was really good. Don't do the move out, move in on the same day. Like if you can,
that was good.
If you can move out, get the removalist to hold it, or removalist do it.
Yeah.
They all offer a service to hold it for a week, and then go to the new house and do whatever you need to do to it.
Yeah.
Like even if it's 2 days or whatever, like that's a good thing to do.
Yeah, it was good.
Get food delivered.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't move.
Don't move. Okay, I have our final question. This is a question from me.
From you?
I put this question in because I was interested in the answer.
Okay.
Because that's what this episode is about. So my question is, what is the worst and the best thing about being married to an entrepreneur?
The best thing is you just never know what's going to happen. It's good. It's exciting. You get to do lots of cool stuff that you wouldn't do otherwise. And the worst thing?
As you didn't mention, like, the money.
Well, that's the excitement part, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can't, well, it's easy to say, I guess, down the track, but no, I don't know. Sorry, do you want me to mention the money?
No,
I didn't think
I'm
of
just
the
like,
money.
that's interesting. Like, that would be my answer. I would be like, the excitement, the money.
Yeah, well, I guess that gets to do the cool things,
I guess that's why I
it?
do what I do, though.
But I guess the money allows us to do the cool things.
It does, yes.
Yeah, and it's the excitement of the doing different things. I couldn't have done just the sit at home. As much as I like a simple life, I couldn't have just done the Monday to Friday 9 to 5 drudgery.
Yeah.
I would have just done a part-time job or something.
It bodes well
that could,
for you that you get like a super exciting life and you don't have to like
it's heaps good.
ideate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going up and down, but mood-wise is the challenge. But you have gotten much better in the recent years. So that was really challenging. Was the ups and downs and the.
It's hard in the beginning because everything's
the beginning is hard.
High stakes.
It is, yeah.
It's like you're, one bad month away from not being able to pay your BAS.
Yeah.
Like it's really stressful, which is hard not to let that affect your roller coaster of your emotions.
For someone who's very risk adverse, that's the hardest thing with the entrepreneur of yourself is that I'm like, no, Just take the. But
so I will
going
share
the
something
path,
super personal
less travel
here that I think will be helpful for people. Is so because our risk profiles are so different. When we saw a financial advisor, mine out of 10 was a 9 and Matt's was a 3. And so what we had to work out was throughout our journey, what makes you feel safe while I get to do all of the different things that I do. And so one thing that we started probably like 10 years ago now was a separate bank account for you. So we have all of our money shared, but Matt has his own separate bank account that money goes into every week that he can save, invest how he likes, but just like have that safety net to know that if I do something crazy, which I have done in the past and gone like balls to the wall, let's bank it all and like let's risk it all, that he's got like that safety net in there, and I think that helped you a lot.
It is, and we've used that from time to time too, so it's helped us both.
Yeah, in the early days, there was a couple of times that I did things, and I was like, "Shit, I'm short," and then you could be like the knight in shining armor and be like, "I have my safety net," and I was like, "Great, I will take that. Thank you. Let's start building that up again, and don't tell me how much you've got there." So yes, that worked, but I can imagine that would be hard for someone really risk averse.
Yeah, so it's just that. Yeah, it's the excitement that's good, and that's why I guess it's looking more exciting and happier now because the roller coaster and the anxious times are less now.
The stakes aren't so high.
The stakes aren't so high, and
you can settle into it a little bit more.
Yeah, the excitement. So it's like more. It's coming from a more excitement and what excites you than a point of view.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, that is the end of all of our questions, Matt. Congratulations on your first podcast interview on the show. You want to become a series regular?
I can't imagine anyone would want to see me again. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you and good night. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you. Bye, Joey.